Tonight, we begin with breaking news. Attorney General Bill Barr taking the stand today, facing a reckoning under oath that he'd resisted and delayed for many months, now under pressure from House Democrats. Indeed, this is literally the first time Mr. Barr has ever faced a Capitol Hill grilling as Donald Trump's Attorney General. Barr facing a House Judiciary Committee battering him with questions about undercutting DOJ independence, acting like Trump's lawyer, allegedly lying about DOJ business, and using his power to escalate recent street clashes and systemic racism within the justice system. Now, this is a big day. We have many of those different angles covered for you tonight with some very special guests. And later, we are joined by none other than Speaker Nancy Pelosi herself live. Right now, I want to get into the very first newsworthy highlight, though, from this hearing we can report on. This involves some of the most blatant interference that Bill Barr has done to help Donald Trump. So watch this exchange from today about the interventions to try to spare convicted felons who worked for Trump, including Roger Stone and Michael Flynn.
You overruled the line prosecutors. They asked for a lower sentence, and you gave some reasons. You talked about health. Health is to be considered only for an extraordinary physical impairment. Did that apply to Roger Stone, Mr. Attorney General? That's what the guidelines said.
Well, actually, I can't. I can't reveal all the information.
I'm not asking what his health was, but did that apply?
No.
Okay. And did what
apply?
His health. Was that the reason?
Health is a reason to.
I know. Is that the case? Is that the reason for Roger Stone?
The judge agreed with me, Congressman.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking you that.
The judge agreed with me.
I'm not asking whether.
I know you're not asking.
I'm not asking you that. And the issue here is whether Roger Stone was treated differently because he was friends with the president.
That was an important substantive clash above and beyond Barr showing some rare extra combative emotion. He was dodging. He was changing the subject, admittedly so on a matter where perhaps just providing the truth could have been even more damaging, because if the Justice Department under Barr did in fact decide prison sentences based on somebody's link to Donald Trump, or worse, tried to help Roger Stone because of what Mr. Stone later implied, that he could turn on Donald Trump, but he wouldn't, and he wanted special treatment for that, well, those things would be far worse to admit under oath today. Now, Barr's effort to try to lessen Roger Stone's prison time led several Mueller veterans to resign. That's back in the news tonight, because this is the first time Barr's had to face context and questions about it under oath. After all that, the scene you see here, you may recall during all this, Donald Trump commuted the entire prison sentence for Stone anyway, but that reinforces the evidence that this was a potentially improper demand from the top. House Democrats today also pressing Barr on favoritism for more than one friend. But one of the key flashpoints in the hearing came when former police chief Val Demings zeroed in on the other side of that coin. How Barr's Justice Department retaliated against an enemy. Now, that's not just our description of it as journalists. That's literally what a judge recently ruled, that the feds were trying to put Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, back in jail as, quote, retaliation for his Trump criticism and a forthcoming book. Now, Barr insists he actually just had no idea what his own employees were up to.
I think you had this conversation earlier with one of my colleagues, that the president's former attorney, Mr. Cohen, was released early from prison due to concerns of COVID-19.
Yes.
Okay. And why did you support the decision to send Mr. Cohen back to prison?
I didn't even know the decision to send him back.
Did you support it based after you?
Well, I haven't looked into it enough.
Didn't know about it. Haven't even looked into it. There's a reason lawyers often tell clients to just say, I don't remember, or I don't know, instead of any long, truthful answers or explanatory denials. Ultimately, it can be harder to prove perjury for things that people don't know or remember. Attorney General Barr was detailed, assertive, and at times combative on many issues today. We'll show you more throughout our broadcast. But here, on these most famous, most controversial, most in the news legal cases of his tenure, from Roger Stone to Michael Cohen, the Attorney General turned suddenly and oddly forgetful or allegedly out of the loop. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.